Hey, what's going on, good people? It's your boy Tess back at you with another episode discussion for Danmachi. Is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? So we are on episode 9 entitled Stigma Downfall. Guys, tension is high. I mean, like it's super duper high this time around in the episode. As the dust finally settles from our last moments of Weenie's resurrection, we've discovered Ikelos and his family have been banned from Arario, which is always a great thing. But now the monsters are currently trapped under Daedalus and have no way to get back into the lower levels of the dungeon. So they're essentially in a pit from which they fell through in the surface, and now they're just waiting to figure out how do they get back. And then that's kind of what a lot of this episode, was about. In addition to, we also saw how Bell has now become the scorn for others' ire. As many look at him in a new light, in a distasteful way. They don't like the Bell that they saw. The little rookie that they were once praising has now become ill. He's become a blasphemer. He's basically gone against the status quo. Like, monsters are monsters. We kill those. That's that. Doesn't matter if they have feelings. It doesn't matter if they feel. They're monsters, and you want to protect them and or save them. Or more so, even for the people who don't generally know about the Xenos, it's just the fact he caused a catastrophe. He caused a major catastrophe, which, ruined some people's homes and lives, and now everybody's kind of on edge. So that's where we've been with this entire episode. We get to also see how Sire and Bell got a little bit closer. He basically was, down on his luck, talking to her. He wanted to know if she even would ask, and she basically let him know, like, if you want me to ask, I'll ask. But she still sees Bell as who he is and what he is. Like, he's not what everybody's just assuming him to be. He's just Bell, and he just feels as though he's lost a lot. He's caused a lot of chaos for others that was unintentional with his reckless antics, similar to that of Deku, how Deku usually runs in head first, with the heart of a hero. I would say that's the same thing that Bell has also, in addition to just being him. Like, he has that straightforward thinking. He leads with his heart, and his actions just follow suit. And she also let him know, like, that's the reason why she likes him. That's literally why she's fond of Bell, the way he runs. I don't know if there's anything deeper than that, because it just said the way he runs. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's more than just him running, which is drawing your attention or got you feeling the way that you feel, sire. But we also see behind the scenes, a lot of the gods are conflicted about how they too want to handle this situation. Ganesh's family they've got the dungeon doors on guard. Loki's family is in Daedalus, they've got the doors to Kenosis on lock. Now what they're trying to do now is flush the Xenos out, subjugate the creatures, and do what they need to do. Now the Hermes family knows about it. A few of the other families know about it, and they were meeting. So you can also see Hephaestus and Makoto's previous Makoto's previous god, and another, I can't think of the name, so my apologies. They were discussing how they would like to handle it. So a lot of them are conflicted. A lot of them aren't sure if, how do they approach this, because their children have, they have disdain, ire towards these beasts and creatures. Like, this isn't what they're normally used to, and you couldn't expect anyone to just outright say, hey, this is a normal thing now. You have to accept it. You have to face it. No, the children will push back, even if the commies all said, hey, this is how it is. This is how it's going to be. They're not going to do that. So the gods are in an uproar. Everything is in chaos. Wealth locked itself inside of his workshop for like 4 days, pounding out who knows what, which is revealed much later, in regards to when the Xenos send Bell a letter, or more or less a hey, can you help us get out of here type of thing. And then Bell being Bell, he of course would help them regardless. But this time around, just like Sire, when she said to him that he felt as though he had lost some things, that those who are important to him would pretty much still be there. Like, he hasn't lost anything. They'll still be there, his friends or whatever it is that he feels as though is no longer with him. And Hestia proposed the idea of, hey guys, let's give it, two options. Will we let our lives move normally, let all this blow past, get back to doing what we do till normalcy is, our routine again? Or do we go against the grain, we save the Xenos, and, either we're banned from Arario, or we take whatever comes at us, hella high water, but we stick together and do it as a family? And Bell, of course, he chose to do it he was the first to say he would. But this time, unlike every other time, he wanted to also mention, which he was stopped by Wealth in the middle of saying it. He wanted to let them know that, they don't have to follow suit. But come on, would they really be a family if they didn't follow suit? Would they really be his friends if they didn't follow him through these dangers? Because he saved each and every one of them, whether it be Haruhime specifically, as she actually did save her from dying. He saved all of them in some small form or fraction, either from self-loathing themselves of some type of danger, or some impending doom or hurdle that they were currently being blocked by in their life. So they, not out of obligation, but out of love and kindness, chose to ride with Belle, which is how you should do it. You ride with your friends, you ride for those you care about. And then we get a montage of all this elaborate stuff happening. We see the squad mounting up, getting all their magic weapons. Wealth lets us know what he'd been working away at in his shop for the last 4 days were 4 new magic swords. What they look like, I'm pretty sure they all aren't similar to the one that he did show in the actual episode. I'm pretty sure they might be different. I would love if they were actually different, one to represent each person differently as far as their affinity towards magic that they can use, or just abilities, because we know Wealth is a very gifted magical blacksmith. He can craft some of the finest of things if needed, but he can't craft anything like Belle's knife. That's only Hephaestus thing. So who's to say he won't get there in the future? But with all that, they've gotten to the point where now the battle plans have been laid. Everyone's getting everything in order. And we also see that, like I told you earlier, the Loki family is tasked with subjugating the creatures, but Finn is leading the actual, he's leading the march on this. So they too are coming up with their own tactics and plans as how they're going to stop this. Like Finn he's a hell of a tactician. He knew instinctively that Belle would be the only, reliable source that the monsters could, use, as he's defended them. Like, he will be the one we would want to keep an eye out for, but more so than monitoring him as anything else. Because he even called it, like, they were going to use Belle as a distraction. And he was like, yeah, he'll be the distraction, but we need to keep our eyes locked and glued to the doors. So yeah. Oh, and the funnier moment was when they actually got communication back open with the Xenos. Fels was saying, yeah, we're gonna use Belle as a distraction. Gross was like, you fiend. Lid was like, what? Like, and when it was like, I don't like Fels anymore. He's like, hold on, calm down. Like, this isn't how it's gonna be. But it's the only option as of the current circumstances. So all eyes would be on him, which makes sense. All eyes on him. He would probably, if Finn wasn't leading this whole thing and any other person may be trying to capture the Xenos, having Belle in the vicinity would let them know that, okay, if we can locate him, he may be closest to where we need to actually be in regards to subjugating and doing in the Xenos. But yeah, guys, overall, this episode was great. I loved actually seeing Ikelos get his butt kicked out, the family's out. The confusion with all the gods is still one to be seen. We don't know who may also jump in and help. We do know, our girls, Ryu and the others, the Amazon, like we know the bad 3, they're coming in, they're gonna do their thing, but they kind of have to listen as well because Hermes said so. But yeah, I have nothing more than to say to that. I'm just looking forward to the next episode to see how it goes down. Maybe we'll get some swords clashed. Maybe we'll see our boy Asterius come back, because they did, mention that if you see Asterius, he's the first task thing to be taken down, because Asterius was running they fade. And I hope my boy doesn't go down, because it ain't a lot of real earth signs out there. But other than that, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all be good. If you like the content, like it, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll catch y'all later for the next one. Peace.